Hey my friends, as someone who has been a manager for over 12 years and has worked with people and customers at one of the largest luxury car company in the world at Porsche, I have gained valuable experience and knowledge about what you need to be careful about in life. In fact, I am here today to share with you exactly the 5 things that you will turn into. Basically, this will decide how your life will go in the future. And if you watch this video, I promise you, you can make the changes right away. So, let's get started. First, I want to ask you 3 questions. Get your paper and pen ready, listen carefully, and take notes. You can also pause the video to write everything down and go on afterwards, but please answer these questions honestly and immediately. It's very important. Now, question number 1 is, who are the top 5 friends you spent the most time with? List them as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Moving on to the next question, what are the top 5 social media accounts or pages that you spent the most time on? Again, the same, list them as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And finally, for the last question, what are the top 5 TV programs or news items that you spent the most time on? And after you have done that, we will discuss these questions, and I believe that thousands of people who watch this video will make radical and significant decisions about their lives, and these decisions will lead us to be less stressed, less preoccupied with trivial things, happier, more successful, and closer to the person we aspire to be. And remember that this change will not happen in the future, it will happen today. Basically, every decision we make today will have consequences for tomorrow. Now, let's start with a statement made by Jim Rohn, the legendary motivational speaker and self-help guru. He said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." And you know what? He couldn't be more right. As humans, we are social creatures and we learn so much from the people around us. From the moment we are born, we start imitating others. We learn to speak and behave by watching and listening to those around us. And as we grow up, we continue to be shaped by the people we spend the most time with. When I think about it, it makes total sense for me. And when I, for example, see also some studies made by a psychologist named David McClelland from Harvard, he found that communication is responsible for determining 95% of our success and failure, happiness and unhappiness in life. Because the people we surround ourselves have a huge impact on our thought patterns, behaviors, and even our level of success. You have to just think about it. If you are constantly surrounded by negative people who bring you down, it's going to be hard to stay positive and motivated. On the other hand, if you're spending time with successful, driven individuals who inspire and challenge you, you're more likely to reach your own goals. And Albert Einstein once said, "Understanding a question is half the answer." And when it comes to the math of life, this statement couldn't be more true. The people we choose to spend the time with are a big part of the equation that determines who we become. Now, let me tell you a little story. Imagine for a moment that you were born in a chicken coop and the only 5 people closest to you were all chickens. How would you behave if you were an eagle born in that same coop? It's a pretty crazy scenario, right? For some young people out there, it's all too real. For example, I get messages all the time on social media, Instagram, and even emails from young people who have huge dreams, but they feel like they're being held back by their chaotic environments and societal pressure. It's like their wings are twitching and they want nothing more than fly out of that coop and soar. But they are being held down by other chickens around them. And some of these young people are born as eagles in chicken coops and they are forced to spend their entire lives imitating chickens. And that's unfortunately hard reality. But there's the thing. We have the power to choose the people we surround ourselves with. We shouldn't leave it up to chance. We need to actively seek out friends who will support us in our dreams and lift us up. Sometimes that means even assessing our closest family members and deciding if they are helping or hurting our aspirations. And I know that there are some areas where traditions and societal pressures can be suffocating, but don't worry, it's not permanent. With our decisions and hard work and a little patience, even those around us who lack vision will learn to behave differently. And the wrong types of people who don't fit our aspirations will naturally distance themselves from us. Just like that. And sure, there may be situations where we can't change the people we are living with or move away from them, but we can still change our own place and geography to live the life we dream of. So, ask yourself, who are the 5 closest people to you? How much quality time do you spend with them? Would the person you aspire to be really hang out with those same 5 people? And once you become the person you dream of, will you still want to spend time with them? And if the answer is no, then it's time to make a change. Start taking action today and surround yourself with the people who will support and encourage your dreams. Remember, everything is possible with our decisions and hard work. So go out there and make it happen. Now, let's talk about something that affects all of us in today's digital age, the people we follow on social media. Because back in the day, the only people who could influence us were the ones who we had really close relationships with. But now, we are constantly bombarded by content from people we have never even met thanks to our smartphones. And this is why I wanted to address this issue specifically in this video. Just think about it. The videos we watch, the articles we read, the photos we see, and the accounts we follow all have impact on our behavior and attitudes. They shape us into certain types of people. So it's important to follow people who provide high quality content that will help us to improve ourselves all the time, of course. This means asking ourselves some tough questions. For example, are the top 5 pages, people, accounts, or channels that we spend the most time on digital platforms covering our future plans, dreams, and life journey? Are they adding something to us or taking something away from us? Are they raising our standards or lowering them? If something is not advancing you, it is holding you back. So after asking yourself these questions and honestly evaluating your answers, make the right decision and start taking action today. Don't waste any time, because time is precious and it's up to us to shape our own future. I know a lot of people spend a huge amount of time watching television and following what some call fake news, but personally, I don't do either of those things. In my opinion, a TV is now an outdated invention that has fulfilled its purpose. And I think in the near future, we'll probably get rid of TV channels altogether and instead use social media or, for example, YouTube to watch exactly what we want, whenever we want, without being bound to a specific schedule, which we have in TV channels. And even though I don't watch TV, I have noticed that when I browse through social media, I come across some clips from TV programs on Twitter and Instagram, and you know what's interesting? The common theme in these clips is hate, enmity, and resentment towards others. It's all about creating enemies and stirring up negative emotions without any mention of goodness, love, beauty, or modesty. And here's the thing though, those who promote this kind of hate and negativity believe they're right because they think that high-level perception requires talking about the good stuff. But the truth is, in order to keep people with low perception and capacity on board, you have to talk about hatred. You have got to create enemies and talk about resentment so that people who don't see the bigger picture will continue to follow you. It's just simple math. Personally, I don't get it. How can someone have a fulfilling life when consuming primitive content and spending their time on the agendas of these channels and programs? Sure, some people might argue that they learn about history or current events from television, but it is really worth it to consume one good thing and 99 bad things? We need to take control of what we consume and ask ourselves some tough questions. What are the 5 series or programs or agenda items that we consume the most on television? Are these things helping us becoming the person we want to be, or are they dragging us down? Do they put us to sleep or wake us up to reality? Once we have answered these questions, we need to take action and start making changes today. And trust me, if you make these changes, you will be much happier and more successful in life, especially when it comes to your financial success. Now, let's take the first step to financial success together today. And for that, I will be giving away my all-time favorite finance book, The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey, because this book changed my thoughts about my finances and led me to where I am today. Completely financial free, driving a Porsche, owning a luxury penthouse, and having a lot of real estate investments. And you can do it too. And let me be totally transparent with you, this giveaway not only helps you, but also helps me to push the YouTube algorithm, while I would really appreciate you to helping me out here. So here's how it works. When this video reaches 500 likes and 1000 comments, I will do a short YouTube video or live YouTube session where I will raffle off the book to all the 1000 names commented on this video. And the winners will just need to write an email to me with their shipping information, and basically that's it. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it that you watched the video until the end. Love you all. I will see you in the next one.